Team, be stalwart. Hey, it is Heidi Bejo. We are going to move into, in kind of bite-sized pieces, our goal setting for Q4. So we're in the fourth quarter. So what I'd like to do first, before we jump into our goals for the fourth quarter, is kind of just take an inventory as to where we're at so far. So there's a few things I'm going to ask you to do in this video before we actually get into the real goal setting for this last quarter. And I know that's going to put us a little ways into the quarter, but I think that's okay because it's better to take the time and get you set up right than just to jump in with no real protocol. So first thing you need to do is dig up and find your 2019 goals or vision board or list or whatever you do. Hopefully you have one. Hopefully you very conveniently have it placed on your bathroom mirror, in your home office, on your refrigerator, somewhere where you're seeing it often. If you aren't, get your hands on that thing, which is why I'm giving you a heads up. Find it, locate it, and then we're going to take a look at it. So first thing I want you to do after you find it is to review everything you have on that list for your 2019 goals and check off anything that's done, because obviously that's awesome, and maybe you just didn't have it present in front of you and you didn't even think about the fact that, holy smokes, I already got like 3 things done this year that I had on my annual vision for 2019. So first thing, mark them off, and also make sure you take a moment to celebrate that, especially if they were big things, like maybe have a spa day as a reward, or think of something that you can really, and maybe it's something small. Maybe it's just ask your spouse to take the kids and you get a candlelight bath reading a book in your own home. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot of money or anything, but do find a way to celebrate anything that you have completed so far this year. For any remaining goals that are left on your list for 2019, I want you to do 2 things. First is think about what % complete are those goals. So maybe you have 4 more goals left for this year, and for each one of those, kind of just gauge, like, okay, well, am I 10% done with this? 0? Maybe I totally forgot I had it as a goal and I haven't done a thing. Or maybe I'm like 85% done. But get a % marker on there. And then the second part of that is to, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, you're completely lazy and neglectful, and 10 being you are crushing it, grade yourself on how much effort you have put towards each of these goals. All right, so that's what we're going to do first. After you're done with that, the other thing that's really important to do before we start doing a bunch of goal setting is making sure your brain is pretty empty. So we're going to do a brain dump. If you've been with us before, you know what those are. If you don't, basically what you do is you sit down with blank pieces of paper and you just literally start writing down everything you can think of that you need to get done. And then once you do that, if you go in the files section, we'll have trigger sheets that help you think of even more things. So we want you to just make a huge list and get your brain completely void of any and all things that are floating around in there. And then we'll go through processing those later. All right, that's all I got for now, but that'll get you guys started. And if you have any questions, comment below, and Ing and I will jump on them for you. All right, team, until we speak again, be stalwart.